Welcome to a chart nerd technical analysis video. Today we will be discussing the likes of VELO on its daily time frame and following on from my previous update where we've been monitoring the horizontal channel. Now as of today, VELO has had a nice move back up to 0.033, and once again we have entered the key level of resistance that we need to reclaim to see further price appreciation. So do stay tuned, nothing that I say is financial advice. Let's dive in. So coming back to VELO here on the daily time frame, and we've got our horizontal level of resistance and our horizontal level of support that we've been monitoring. And I think in the video 2 days ago we was looking at either a retest on this resistance or whether VELO was going to come down, lose its 20 EMA support, and once again come back for another point of contact on support. Now fast forward 2 days later, what you'll notice here is that VELO had this move up. It did start correcting, but on the second day of the correction from the high that it was retracing from at 0.032, we actually came back down towards the daily 20 EMA and have since seen relief, which has led to our fourth point of contact on resistance. Now I'm not sure if many of you remember, but if we analyze the horizontal chart pattern here by Chart Mojo that was in the last video as well, you'll notice that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 points of contact on resistance and 1, 2, 3, 4 points of contact on support before an initial decision is made before a breakout. So if we go back to VELO and we count the points of contact on resistance and support now, you'll notice we've had 1, 2, 3, and as of today our fourth point of contact on resistance, and on support we've had 1, 2, 3 points of contact on support, albeit considered this low did come back to the range but didn't initially tap the support zone. So from the third point of contact on resistance, we've come back for a higher low than the previous low, which has then led up to this move here, which has taken us back up to this resistance point. So right now I think what VELO needs to do is, as normal, still see this level reclaimed, and we need to see closes above this red line. We need to see candle closes above 0.033, because if you scroll over to the left on our resistance, these candle closes from the 26th and 25th of December were at 0.032. These ones here were at 0.033, and the prior ones were even lower at 0.031. So between 0.032 and 33 is the candle close highs we need to reclaim to start seeing any sort of momentum out of the woods. Now again, we've only had 1, 2, 3 points of contact on support, and going back to our channel, we generally tend to see 1, 2, 3, 4, so 4 points of contact. Now I'm not saying here that from this fourth point of contact we have to come back down to 0.022, which could take us towards the sort of third week of January, towards about the 20th of January. Now keep that date in mind, because I'm going to show you why that's so important very shortly. But I do think at this point we've run into a key level of resistance and we are sort of pushing back here. So on this retest over the next couple of days, we do need to see candle closes above 0.033 to start looking at confirmation and the sort of go ahead that this was consolidation leading to a further breakout. So we need to still see the confirmation. Today's update is specifically on the point and the primary fact that we've run up and created a fourth point of contact on resistance, which is what we needed to do in this horizontal chart pattern for continuation in order to see a decision coming in the near future. So I think that we're still sort of caught between a rock and a hard place. We've had the 20 EMA, which is acting as key support and has helped push us up to this level of resistance. So right now, initially, we're generally caught between a rock and a hard place between the 20 EMA and the key level of resistance. So you can see we've got the yellow line that we're holding up on right now, and we've got this red line that's resistance. So we're caught between these, and we need to make our minds up on what happens. So do keep your eyes on the 20 EMA on your charts on the daily, which currently sits at 0.02883. 0.0283, and this will over time, it's a moving average, will change. So do keep an eye on that, and that will act as a level of support moving forward and could give the game away here. Now, if we're to remove and focus a bit more from this high specifically, and if we are to retrace and fail to take out this high, which is still a possibility by the way, guys, I don't want to say that we can't actually break it. I'm just stating the fact that we've had the fourth point of contact on resistance, and we need to see higher candle closes above this level before we can start getting excited. So if that does happen in the next couple of days, I will keep us updated on that as well. But if we are just to analyze this candle close right here, where we're getting this sort of the bears are starting to push us down a little bit here, if we are to start retracing over the next couple of days and look to come back towards this local low that we've came from at 0.023, key levels of support for me, ignore the ones down the far bottom, but key levels of support would be 0.028, which is very close to our daily 20 EMA, and below that you've got 0.027, which could also act as support if we sort of get a pullback over the next couple of days. And what you'll notice is, I think maybe around that area, if we go from these candles of support here and go from candle closes roughly over time, if this sort of climbs up and we drag the Fibonacci over to the left or to the right, you can see that if we do get some sort of path where we've run into a level of resistance here and we come up and start retracing, we potentially could come back to fill support on the 0.618 at some point in the near future and find a higher low on this ascending trend line before then getting the breakout and trying to get out of the woods here. So I think the fact that we've actually ran into a key level of resistance right now is really, for VELO, we need to monitor what happens over the next couple of days. Can we hold our 20 EMA, and this will help us push out of this level of resistance that we're under? Again, just mentioning the fact that we're literally caught between a rock and a hard place. We've come up to a key level of resistance and we've got the 20 that's pushing us up. So we're caught in between here looking for a break. Now, if we analyze key support from back in sort of early November, from the 4th of November, and we get this support line on right here, you'll notice that VELO's been holding a key level of support ever since this low back at 0.010. So we came up, we came down for support, came up, came down for another retest. We've then created this 0.03 high range of which we're struggling to break out of. So we're getting really compressed here underneath resistance and between ascending support. So again, this is just leading to another sort of apex zone, which VELO is just caught between. And if we get a timestamp on roughly how long this duration of consolidation could last, I mean, this would take us roughly up towards the 20th of January. So VELO could consolidate for a little while here. If we get a vertical line on and just go from where this actually crosses, it's not going to let me get the exact date, but if you look at Wednesday the 22nd of January, around here is where VELO could literally just continue to squeeze into an apex and get really tight and then make its decision on whether it wants to break to the upside or come down to the downside and back down to this key level of support again. So it's all about just monitoring the next couple of weeks within this sort of channel between key support and this resistance, and we're getting really squeezed into this apex. So get the 20 on your charts, monitor that as well, because that's a key level of support as we come into this apex, and then just watch out for support and resistance. You know, if we start getting the breakout of resistance here on this push, and we can come back and hold this as support, and this would give more likely to the fact that we are going to, you know, start breaking out and we're getting above key previous resistance, holding it as support, and then looking for continuation up towards 0.044. But we need to see the break above this resistance and get those candle closes in. Failing to do so, again, if we come up to resistance here and hit our heads and lose this support and hit our heads on it, this gives more likelihood to the fact that we are going to start looking for that retracement back down to the 0.022 support that's been holding throughout December. So a lot going on at the moment, but we just need to focus really on this apex. We're getting really tight. We're at key resistance right now. If we can close above it and hold it as support, fantastic. If not, we could just continue to squeeze into this apex, which could last until towards the last week of January. Again, it doesn't have to. We could break out sooner or we could come down sooner. But again, until we actually make a decision on breaking this channel that we're currently in, where we're caught between resistance and support, I still remain sidelined on VELO, albeit considered today has been a relatively nice pump. So that's generally where I sort of stand right now, and I just wanted to give you guys an update. We do have that fourth point of contact on resistance, as we've been speaking about. And again, the only reason I question why we might not get a fourth point of contact on support is because the fourth point of contact resistance has come before the fourth point of contact as support has on this horizontal channel. And again, I'm not sure the 100% accuracy and whether we necessarily have to have 4 points on either, but it to me looks like we are again, just coiling up after an uptrend, looking for the continuation. So again, I am initially sidelined, but the fact we're getting this squeeze here from a prior uptrend and looking for continuation here, I think we are, I can't see it. We have to remain sidelined no matter how bullish I am. Again, nothing that I say is financial advice, guys. I'm sorry I got in my head a little bit there. Cut the emotion, cut the crap. But you get where I'm coming from. I hope you've enjoyed the content today on VELO. From Chart Nerd TA, take care. Peace out.